Hi y'all, this is Larry from Deep South, Texas. And today we're going to do a short video about my cheese press and how it works and how I use it. I have been getting a lot of questions about my cheese press. It is made out of wood. It's a Dutch style press. It really works well for me. And let's go take a look at it. So if you've watched any of my cheese making videos, you've seen this press in operation. But usually when I'm trying to make the videos, I'm trying to keep them as short as possible, so I don't spend a lot of time talking about the press. Again, it's a Dutch style press. It has two adjustments. This one sets between high and low pressure. I always leave mine on high. Basically, it cuts the pressure per weight you hang out here about in half. But you can have it here, or you can have it here, and I leave it here. The other adjustment is this one right here, and with this, you can adjust how high up the bar is before it starts pressing the cheese. I do have to adjust that. Usually when you first fill the mold with cheese, the cheese curds are fairly high in the mold, and so you have to raise that up a little bit, but then throughout the pressing process, the cheese comes together and gets shorter and shorter, so I have to adjust that at some point to get it at the proper level. So hang the weight on here. There's a cut in here to hang the weight on, and basically what I use, let me show you what I use. So we have our scale on the cheese press, and without any weight on the arm at all, it's about 4.8, 4.9 pounds, about 5 pounds. The smallest weight I use is just a 12-ounce root beer bottle that I've filled with water and capped. So this is where I start off on most of my cheeses. And it comes out at about 15 pounds. So that would be where I would start. You can change the amount of water in the bottle, use a smaller bottle, whatever you want to get the weight you're looking for. But this is where I start out. And this is what I use for the second press. It's a 2-liter bottle partially filled with water. And you just fill the bottle to get the weight that you want. And here we're getting about 30 pounds. About 30 pounds with this weight. After that, I usually go to a 1-gallon milk jug full of water, and from my notes from 4 years ago, because it's too much for my scale, it says 65 pounds. And then I sometimes go, particularly with cheddar and Parmesan, I'll put 2 milk bottles on, and that takes it to at least 140 pounds. So those are the weights I use. Milk jugs you always have if you're making cheese, right? So if you're buying your milk anyway. So they're always around. I use those and these weights. Because my digital scale wouldn't read high enough to show you the higher weights, I decided just to skip that. But yesterday I received a comment on one of my older videos from a person that thought, didn't see how I could possibly get 140 pounds out of 2 1-gallon jugs of water. So I'm going to try to explain that here. So there's 2 adjustment settings that multiply the weight that goes on the end of the lever arm. In the lower multiplication, it goes 5 times the weight that's on the lever. In the higher multiplication, it goes 9 times. So 2 gallons of water, 8 pounds a gallon, 16 pounds times 9 is 144 pounds. So, but let's just show you on the scale. I got an old bathroom scale, analog scale here. It without any weight on, and with just the weight of the bar, it's 5 pounds. So now let's put on our 2 gallons of water. So the 2 gallons of water are now on the lever arm. And if we come and take a look, and I'm sorry this is upside down, but you can see it's about 145 pounds. So 140 pounds with the addition of the water, and 5 pounds that just happens normally without any weight. I hope that explains how the press works. So right now, the lever here is almost touching this 2x4 or whatever it is here. And if it ever gets down and touches that, then you stop losing your pressure on the cheese. So what you'll see me do often is I have another follower I made for another mold. You'll see me slide that under the mold, and that keeps an angle on this lever arm so that it never touches this base here. And it's kind of important because if it hits this, it'll stop applying weight to the cheese. So I try to keep a nice angle on this lever arm, and it's sometimes easier just to slide something under the mold than adjusting it with this. And it's most important on like your first press when the cheese actually loses most of its height. I also use a stainless steel pan that I put the mold in just to catch the whey as it runs out. I don't really like whey running all over my cheese press, although it wouldn't hurt it. It would just take more cleanup at the end of the day. This cheese is done with its first pressing, and this arm started out with the angle going up, and now the angle is pretty much down. It hasn't run out of room yet, but it's getting close. So again, your first pressing, it goes down quite a bit. So it's time to take it out and turn the cheese and probably reset the lever a little higher. So I have flipped the cheese for its second pressing and put on 25 pounds. And rather than adjusting the hole that this was in to get a better angle on the lever arm, I just put in a small cutting board here just to lift it up. I think it's like 3/8 of an inch. Makes a big difference. So again, you can either adjust it here or give it a little extra height here to keep the lever arm where you want it. So let's see how much whey came out of that cheese overnight for 12 hours at 140 pounds of pressure. And I don't think it's much. You know, it's too small to measure on this measuring cup, but maybe a tablespoon of whey came out overnight. Now, a lot of people that see my cheese press think that I built it, but I did not. I bought it. There was a fellow home cheesemaker that was getting out of the business, so to say, and he put it up for sale on the internet, and I purchased it at a pretty good price, about $100. So it's the name of the press is Sturdy Press, and there is a website for Sturdy Press. If you put it in your search for it in your browser, Sturdy Press, one word, should come up right away. It doesn't look like this cheese press is in production any longer, but there is a lot of good information on this cheese press at that site. And in fact, you can download plans to build this cheese press for free. So if you're so inclined, I would suggest you go check it out. I find this press to be absolutely delightful to use. It does everything that I ask for it, and it will do more than even what I want. So it's easy to use. It's if you set it up right, it's basically set and forget. You put your cheese curds in it, put the weight on, get the lever at the right angle, and come back when it's time to flip the cheese, and don't have to check it in between. So pretty simple to use. I really enjoy it. And if you do want to try to build it, there aren't any complicated joineries involved. It's all pretty straightforward. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.